Hello guys, this is Vysh. So the editorial series, which will obviously have the highest content which you want and always will be having the lowest viewership. Okay, so you won't watch it, you won't give likes, you won't give comments, but still I will try to give the maximum content. Like today is the like a very good day for India. Aditya L1 mission, it has separated from all the stages and it is going towards the sun. Okay, so that full thing in detail, including solar missions across the globe, all these things. Okay, none of this is there in today's editorial. Today's editorials are all poor articles, but I will teach you many things static which will cover your complete solar mission syllabus. Okay, like the editorial headlines, if you see, the first one is Jammu and Kashmir statehood, whether it should be restored now, because you know it is a two UTs now. Okay, one union territory with without legislation, one with legislation, meaning one has a chief minister like Delhi and all, but their elections are not happening, so the author is having concern. So that article a little bit, even though we discussed multiple times article 370, and there is a hidden article 367 which nobody teaches you, because when we keep telling 370 revoked, it is not 370 being actually revoked, it is 367 edited in such a way that 370 will lose its value. Okay, so this thing only in certain places it will be there in the newspapers, and that in detail we have covered. Okay, so that article will again discuss here, today's news. And then China economy, we don't need it. Islamophobia, full religion game kind of article. It is not going to help you in exams. Okay, for your interest you can read. It's like across the globe you have like European countries and all, they ban the parda system kind of thing, loudspeakers in mosque and many things. So that is it Islamophobia, that kind of things the author is questioning. And even in India, in the name of cow or beef and all, slaughtering of Muslims have happened. So the comparison of how here Islamophobia is there and how there Islamophobia is there, it can be a topic in your GS1 where religion and communalism is there, but the way they have written the article, it's like kind of hate speech and this thing. So I didn't find it interesting. Okay, anyway, in our society lectures and all, you can watch our religion, communalism related topics. Here again, inflation, monsoon, usual things. We know inflation is there, we know monsoons are there, we know rains are there. So that again, some data number games they have put it, not useful for exam. Ground zero, quota coaching industry, you know, where the big coaching companies, the unicorns, everybody will show off in the sense they'll have big things, institutes, everything is fine. Okay, but after that they will come in an auto rickshaw and they'll make sure that the cameraman is ready to shoot that and show the world that we are a humble person, we don't bother about money, but still their course fees will be which you cannot afford. Okay, so that industry, quota coaching industry, which used to be IIT JEE hub, there now UPSC people have entered and they have made it like a place where, you know, every junction there will be crores of rupee turnover business. So that area, that quotas, crash course and many things, their lifestyle, these things and all is discussed, not useful for your exam. So if you see today's editorial, yesterday's also was like nothing was there. Okay, not yesterday, day before yesterday, August 31 editorial also, nothing was there which is worth discussing. So that's why I'm telling Jammu and Kashmir I will discuss in detail, and Aditya L1, which maybe tomorrow's editorial will come. Before that itself, Vyshia students can study it. Okay. So two questions I'll show you based on Jammu and Kashmir which came in recent years. Okay, one is UPSC 2022, one is Haryana PCS 2021, both about, if you see, Nubra Valley is there in the options. Okay, so this place, if you have not gone to Ladakh and all, one time in life, plan it. Okay, plan a 7-day trip or something and go to Ladakh and explore. Okay, Ladakh, Kashmir areas, it is worth the visit. Okay, and the points which you see here also, Siachen Glacier is situated to the east of Aksai Chin, east of Leh, north of Gilgit, north of Nubra Valley. Okay, so all these places you can go except Gilgit, which is in Pakistan control now. Okay, Aksai Chin is in China's control also. Leh you can go, Nubra Valley you can go, Siachen Glacier up to that base point you can go. So there are these are interesting things which I'll show you the map also, and here the answer will be north of Nubra Valley. Okay, that I'll show you in the map now. And another Haryana question, the famous Nubra Valley, known for its orchards, vistas, Bactrian camel and monasteries, lies between the two mountain range of. Okay, so Nubra Valley again it is in Leh Ladakh, means obviously the ranges there will be the Karakoram and Zanskar range. Okay, so this Bactrian camel, that is a two-hummed camel. Okay, this in UPSC question has already come, that two-hummed camels are not found in India, something like that one question came. So if you had visited yourself or you've seen the photographs, you will know that in Ladakh, Nubra Valley, these camels are there. Okay, so there are many things just by your travel through your movies and all you can solve in exam hall, and you'll be very happy also that because I saw that movie I could answer this. Okay, so like that, even like Pangong Lake is there in this Three Idiots movie in the climax. So that questions keep coming. So these are the ways UPSC is asking. This is just ABCD type question. What if they ask 2-3 questions and then 1 pair, 2 pair and all, then you will have to sit and think a lot. Okay, now the map if you see also, this is the Nubra Valley. Okay, so it is obviously Above Ladakh, you can tell, above Leh Ladakh, and Siachen Glacier is to the north of Nubra Valley. That is the answer here. Aksai Chin is this area, okay, where this Depsang La is there also entry point. This is the place which China occupied after the 1962 war, okay. During Nehru's time, we lost the war and China took this area. And this Pangong Lake also, it is like 1/3 is with India and 2/3 is with China. That lake, okay, I think it's a saltwater lake that you can go and confirm. So that area is Aksai Chin, and the green color area is the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, or which they call Azad Kashmir in their side. Okay, Gilgit area is there, Gilgit Baltistan. It's they are considering like their 5th district, okay, fifth state. Okay, Pakistan map, if you know, is something like this, the Pakistan map will be there. So they have this different, like one place, the Punjab will be there, the West Punjab. East Punjab is in India, so West Punjab will be there. Your Balochistan big area will be there, which is touching Iran here in this side. And then they have this other Lahore, Sindh, okay, Sindh province is there, and then here one more is there. And then after that, the 5th one, India's Kashmir area, they consider as their 5th state, or that is the Gilgit-Baltistan state, which they call, okay, meaning in their map and in their areas it is there. Also here, if you see, this is Wakhan corridor, and Wakhan corridor is the connecting point between India and Afghanistan. Okay, officially in our side it is India and Afghanistan, but ideally that green area is not with us. This green area is with Pakistan. Okay, our border ends here, LOC ends here, line of control. Okay, LOC ends here. This is after the 1947-48 war. Okay, so you should know all these things. 48 war, this one, 62 war, this one. When did we lose these portions of Kashmir and how it went and all? So ideally, if you ask, India Afghanistan has a border. Yes, India Afghanistan has a border near the Wakhan corridor as per our beliefs. Okay, but as per the actual where our military is there, we are not there. We are not in Gilgit. We are only till the Kargil. Here you see Kargil, Zozila, Siachen, which is the highest battlefield in the world. You can tell. See, Karakoram Pass is there. So there is where it lies. Okay, so this is the basic map, and it should be by heart for every aspirant. Not like you get confused that time in the exam hall. This and all should be by heart. You should know what exactly passes through there. Okay, then the answer to that question only, just notes I've given. Siachen Glacier, a lot of rivers, you know, start from there. Indus Valley, Indus river system is the biggest system there, but Indus, you will study only Jhelum, Chenab, Bias, Satluj, and this thing. That 5 rivers, right, Ravi, that 5 rivers you study as the tributary, but that doesn't mean Indus has only those tributaries. Indus also has a tributary which is called as the, this thing, okay, Shyok, okay, Shyok river, if you see, Shyok river, a part of the Indus river system, and that Shyok has lot of tributaries, in which Nubra river is one of the tributary. Or if you see this one, this Chang, Chen, Mo, Galwan, Salotoro, all these are tributaries of Shyok. Shyok is also a tributary of Indus, just like the others. And then this individually, if you see that Shyok starts from Rimo Glacier, here somewhere you can see Rimo Glacier, and that other Nubra starts from this Siachen Glacier. So like this basic tributary glacier, these questions are coming repeatedly in prelims. So that's why these pointers I told you. Okay, so this Nubra Valley is kind of a high altitude cold desert with little vegetation. It is accessible through this Khardungla Pass. Okay, I have gone here. It's the highest motorable pass that time. Now even higher points have come. After this Modi government has come, they have built like higher tunnels and higher roads have come. But those days, Khardungla Pass was the highest altitude road in the world where you can take your bike and car and go. Okay. So this is a gateway, Nubra Valley is a gateway to the Siachen Glacier, which I told, and Karakoram Pass is there in its either Karakoram Pass, and Zanskar is there in either side. Then Siachen Glacier is the longest glacier in Karakoram, or the second longest in the world's non-polar area, meaning we are not in the poles. Okay, so that's why sometimes Karakoram is called the third pole also, North Pole, South Pole, and this third pole. Okay, so this much GK will be sufficient if they ask anything. Remaining is maps, which you can again go through all these maps and where these rivers are all. So I have covered most of the static part for you now. And what happened to Article 370 is that, as I told, it became inactive. 2019 President passed an ordinance, this thing application to Jammu and Kashmir, and they made Article 370 inactive. Okay, article is still there, but it is inactive. It is not having its validity now. So what is the provisions, that also I'll show you. Okay, so that time many things were there which is applicable only to Kashmir, and they don't follow the constitution, Indian constitution. So now the Indian constitution got extended to the entire Kashmir. Okay, and also the order, this 1954 one order was there, Jammu and Kashmir order, which had many unwanted clauses. That and all now became ineffective. This ordinance superseded that. Okay, another separate bill, as I told, 2019 bill we passed. Other than amending our constitution, we passed a bill to bifurcate this thing into 2 union territories. Okay, one is the Jammu and Kashmir with the legislature, meaning it should ideally have a chief minister also, and Ladakh, which is directly under the center. Okay, you take any other normal UT which we have, Daman and Diu or any UT, that is directly administered by center. There is no chief minister there. Only in Pondicherry and New Delhi, which is a UT, it has a chief minister also. Okay, so Jammu and Kashmir is one of that type. But here elections are not happening, so there is no chief minister. That is the concern of the author. So even the EWS reservations which you have for UPSC exams and all, that also was extended to Jammu and Kashmir through another amendment bill in 2019. Okay, so these are another latest provisions which happened recently. Now the story, history you take. Okay, you know this Maharaja Hari Singh was there, who was ruling there, and we got independence, 1947 we got independence, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel decided that we will unite all the princely states. Okay, Kashmir also was a princely state. Okay, so that in 26th October 1947, that time only Pakistan sent people there, and that war happened 47-48, and so Hari Singh wanted help. So obviously Indian government told, you sign this instrument of accession and then we will send our military and we will help you. That's how we won that war. Okay, Pakistan has not won a war till date with us. Okay, they lost in 47, they lost in 65, they lost in 71, the Bangladesh war, they lost in 99, Kargil war. After that, they did not have the guts to do that. They are sending terrorists, okay, through these LOC and borders and all. So this is the story which started. Okay, so we got Kashmir in our this thing, but as I told, that war was happening. That time United Nations was simply called inside by Nehru. He through All India Radio, that time this communication was there. He called and told we need help. So they told ceasefire, meaning stop the war. So obviously United Nations and US and all, they will obviously, whenever they tell India, Pakistan, both will listen, and the war stopped there. Okay, so wherever they stopped, that is the LOC now. That is why that Gilgit Baltistan and green color area, that full was with or is with Pakistan even now. Okay. Then along with Article 370, okay, which told, as I told, this Constitution Order of 1950 was there after that, and in that we told Union Parliament can still make some laws in some subjects in Jammu and Kashmir, and so 38 subjects under the Union list was made under that, okay, like defense and many things were there. Then 1954, which I told, now which got superseded by the amendment, in that it was told Indian citizenship and related benefits were extended to permanent residents of Jammu and Kashmir. Article 35A came, which now that also is gone, in which they told the legislature has special powers. Okay, the Jammu and Kashmir legislature has special powers, and with regard to this property, buying land, employment, everything, Jammu and Kashmir has its own powers, meaning other people cannot go and buy property there, they cannot go and do employment there. Okay, so the jurisdiction Supreme Court of India was extended to states, so Supreme Court was valid there. Okay, central government was given the power to declare a national emergency in case of external aggression. Okay, that you should know. There are many ways in which you can declare national emergency, like war, external aggression, internal some disturbances, or these problems are there. So that time they told external aggression is allowed, but in case of its internal disturbances, then you have to consult with the state government, and only then you can declare a national emergency. So these were the old existing clauses. Okay, old clauses is now is gone. Old clauses under the 1954, when Article 370, Article 35A, everything was there. Okay. Financial relationships also, how it will happen, the budgeting and all, that also was established. Everything was done through this thing. This is the old story of Jammu and Kashmir, and 370 had these provisions, as I told, special status to J&K, separate constitution to J&K, limits the Union Parliament only to defense, foreign affairs and communication, and that some subjects in that Union list which I told. Then specified this mechanism by which the article will cease to operate, meaning when will this end, because first they told it's a temporary transitional thing, 370, but you know, till this much, till 2019, Jammu and Kashmir had this, no government dared to change it. Okay, so now this government has changed it, and it is not operative. Okay, as I told, Article 367 was there. In that little bit tweaking when you do, 370 will become inactive. Okay, in today's context. So that watch my editorial. I think August 1 editorial I have covered it. So however, this provision has been amended by the Constitution, application to Jammu and Kashmir Order 2019, and now you know, it is like this was the like before that, and this is now. Okay, two UTs. Okay, two UTs. One with the, this is the one which is the state legislature, where ideally chief minister should come. This is directly under the union or the center. Okay. So this is the map. Now again, if you see, after 370 revoked, what happened? No more dual citizenship. Central laws will directly apply. No separate laws for Jammu and Kashmir. Indian citizens from other states can buy land and property. No two flag. Elections every 5 years. Center can declare financial emergency, which earlier they could not do. Police will be managed by the center. So this is the maximum points you can write, and your answer you will get full marks. Okay, but in exam hall, most of you will recollect only 3 or 4 of them. That's why I'm teaching you now itself. Okay, mains when you will give prelims next year, then mains. It's like the lot of time is there. So if you made proper notes, then your mains time you can revise my notes alone and you will get all the points which you need. Okay, every topic is covered like this in detailed fashion. So watch daily. Okay, and the basics also, like Ladakh is obviously lesser area and lesser population compared to Jammu and Kashmir, which has more area and more population. This basic geography you should know. Okay, now this is today's Hindu. Till now was full extra information. Today's Hindu, the center stand that it is unable to commit itself to a timeline for restoration of statehood is quite disappointing, meaning the author wanted to become a state again, that UT should go back and merge and become a state again, or the at least the Jammu and Kashmir area, no, Ladakh leave it, Jammu and Kashmir area where you told that there will be an assembly, there will be legislature, when will you do elections there, when will you make a proper chief minister there and give that proper democracy to function there? That is the problem. Okay, so that in 4 years after this, like it was declared and all, it is still not there. Okay, and the Supreme Court bench also questioned on this. That time the Solicitor General, who will represent the government, told that he was unable to give an exact time period now. Okay, so state had faced a lot of disturbances like since decades and this thing and all, but that you cannot tell as a reason, okay, that you cannot conduct elections there, because everywhere problems are there in this country. That doesn't mean you don't conduct elections there. Okay, so again state was done into two this thing, and center is actually conducting panchayat election, municipal elections, all these things are happening in Jammu and Kashmir. Then why can't you conduct state elections? So election commission should step in and conduct the elections. Okay, so given the government's claim that the situation is quite normal and that terrorism, infiltration, incidents of stone throwing, everything has come down. This is what the center is claiming, right? So when center is claiming all these things and still telling you have problem in conducting elections, so that's like a double standard kind of thing. So that is why again Chief Justice of India also told the development work and all you doing there, that and all fine, but don't mix that with constitutional challenges. Okay, constitutional processes are different. You doing development there or controlling terrorism, that is different. Okay, so need for an early elections is there. So that is restoration of popular government, meaning democratic government, as well as the statehood. So now in the constitution bench petition is there, and since 14 days they are discussing. So we have to again conclusion that only the state has to come back, statehood has to come back. Okay, so this is the overall article of Jammu and Kashmir. Now we'll discuss the most important article, which is the Aditya L1. Okay, Aditya L1 mission. I hope you would have watched live video. Today I was watching that time when the rocket was launching, right? PSLV was going up. That time around 875k people were watching. Okay, but immediately after that, the moment it gone, immediately everybody went, and then only about 80k or 60k people were there. Actually, after that, the scientists all who designed the payloads, who designed the instruments, they all had given like 2 minutes explanation about each of the instrument which is there, because they are the designers, they are the project heads of each of that instrument. They were explaining about that, the labs in India, the astronomical unit. This nobody is hearing. Okay, first thing is that 875k also, I don't know how many of you were there in that when I was watching, but after that immediately went off. You should actually not just for seeing that one fire up of the rocket. Okay, your job is to study about the mission. Okay, so we will anyway teach you, but I'm telling, by default you should develop interest. You should have a thing like a passion towards what is happening in the country, not like just take that screenshot and put it in social media and tell congratulations ISRO. That everybody are doing. Okay, like you are, like if our father mother is there in WhatsApp, they are also sharing this, but you are different. You are a UPSC aspirant. You should have that passion to do something which is needed for your exam also. Okay, not simply put the social media jokes and memes and motivational quotes and all. That is not the only thing you have to do. Okay, so think of all these things slowly when I do, hopefully you will change. These current affair packs and all, if you want, just WhatsApp me. I'll give you these pictures also there. You can decide which one to do and enroll to the same. Full 1 year course is over. It's closed. No more enrollments are entertained. Till yesterday we took the students, but now it will not be there. And batch 3 we may or may not announce. You have to wait for it. Okay. For any information, this is the WhatsApp number. Come and contact me. So now the thing, which the historic thing which happened. Why it's historic, that's also I'll tell you. So this was the firing Indian, this and all in Instagram we have put. Okay, each stage when it was happening, I was posting Instagram post. So please follow Instagram also very seriously. So India successfully launched its first mission to sun, the Aditya L1. Okay, Aditya is just a Sanskrit word for sun, and L1 that I'll teach you. Okay, Lagrange point L1 that I'll teach you. So 1.5 million kilometers away we are going. So this is kind of the farthest. Okay, we are going. So it will be a 4-month journey, meaning I think it's around 126 days it will take. Okay, meaning the rocket is gone. Rocket 1 stage, if you know PSLV is how PSLV is one rocket which has 1, 2, 3, 4 stages. Okay, solid stage, liquid stage, sorry, and solid stage, and again liquid stage. Okay, So and here one strap motors will be there, solid strap motor. So you would have, if you're seeing the video, you will see first this strap motor, this fuel will get over. They're all fuels. Okay, so this fuel will get over, then this will separate, then this will go separate. Last only this like this it will be there. Okay, I mean this is the last stage. And then after that, this our Aditya L1 is that satellite. That is the satellite. So last stage, when you reach that point where you are enough, you have made the thing as meaning cross our Earth's escape velocity is there. Okay, gravitational pull that we are crossing, and once you reach there, then you don't need that much fuel. Then it's like you will get that thing. Okay, you will then orbit. The satellite will start orbiting, and then it will slowly build its own momentum and speed, and then finally it will release itself to this thing. Okay, there only exactly it goes out of the escape velocity. Here only we are entering the lower Earth orbit, or you should know. Okay, these are all again basics. Okay, Earth is there. You have lower Earth orbit, medium, high Earth orbit. Like the different orbits are there. So we did with the fuel till the lower Earth orbit. From there now, I think 5 circles are there. 5 orbiting will happen, and then we will escape our S01, the space this thing escape velocity. Then we will go to the same Chandrayaan time I explained. It will go and then enter the L1 points. There will be an orbit and halo kind of orbit. Okay, elliptical kind of orbit. So there are not pictures I'll show you. Then it will become more clear. So this one, why it's special? As I told, it's special because it is again cheapest mission. We always like the fund management of ISRO is like something which is not believable. Okay, other scientists also are shocked how ISRO does it every time. $45 million for Aditya L1 compared to see everything is like 120 million, 126 million, 1.5 billion. Okay, so it's like 10 times or 1,000 times more always the way others people do. And this just now I posted on Instagram. You can go and see just 15 minutes back. It is Aditya L1's project director. Okay, so most of the people are from Tamil Nadu and all in ISRO. Majority of the people are in Tamil Nadu and Andhra and all the south states. So they are the heads also of most of the projects, including the chairman is a Keralite Malayali. So like that, these people are now getting more limelight. Earlier we don't know the names of many people, or there was no much coverage. Now in YouTube and live streaming and the promotions and I think they have hired many this marketing team also now. The way they design the posters, the animation things and all, that itself is better than any of the coaching notes and all. When you have to study any mission, okay, you simply go to Chandrayaan website and ISRO website, you will see excellent infographics and pictures they have given. So they're going to the sun. So basics about sun I'll teach you. Sun, it has different layers. Okay, the center one will be obviously the core. Even the Earth has a core in the center. Above that we have something called photosphere, chromosphere, and the corona. Okay, corona is the outer atmosphere kind of thing. Okay, which earlier when I told NASA and all has gone already to the sun, meaning near the sun, not into the sun, near to the sun. So NASA and all has already found out that the outer corona is more hot than the inside core. So that is a shocking thing. They just found out that, but they don't know like why it is happening. There should be some reason, right? Obviously the inside should be hot and outside should be a little cooler, but it's the opposite. So that nobody has able to prove it or find it why, and that Aditya L1 also has one of that as the mission to find out why this corona and what the ejections which come, solar flares or coronal ejections which they tell, that thing why it is hotter compared to the core. Okay, that is one objective. I'll show you all the objectives. So this is the basic map. Now a little more detailed map, if you take of the infograph of the sun, the anatomy, there is sun spots, which is this dark color spots, which will be comparatively cooler areas on the sun. Okay, darker cooler areas on the photosphere with concentrations of magnetic field. Then the prominence is that large structure, often many thousands of kilometers in extent. Granulation. Okay, so this minute thing, I don't think UPSC will ask that much detailing and all, but still it's one time if you see, maybe in your mind it will stay. Okay, so short-lived grainy features are there. That is the granulation thing. Then chromosphere, I told you, the layer above the photosphere where the density of plasma drops dramatically. Okay, yesterday you saw in lunar, they found the lunar plasma. Where solar, also solar plasma is there. So that density reduces when you go from photosphere to chromosphere. Photosphere is the visible surface of the sun. The transition region, okay, which is the thin irregular layer that separates the relatively cool chromosphere from the much hotter corona. Okay, so that is the transition layer from that hot to cool to hot. Flare is the sudden release of energy in the form of radiation, solar flare. Then convective zone, okay, where rapid heating of plasma creates currents of heated and cooled gas. Radiative zone, energy created in the core diffuses slowly through the plasma. core where the sun generates its energy via thermonuclear reaction. You know, nuclear reaction happen. Okay, so that you tell me in comment section whether it is fission reaction or fusion reaction. Nuclear, there is fission and fusion. Okay, so that you tell me in comment section whether the atoms are like joining or they are like splitting. How is the energy being created? Okay, then corona, the sun's outer atmosphere which extends millions of kilometers into outer space, which they are telling is the hottest. Okay, coronal mass ejection, vast eruption of billions of tons. Okay, billions of tons of plasma and accompanying magnetic field from sun's corona. Okay, then there is solar wind, a continuous stream of charged particles released from the corona. Okay. So now more things I'll show you. This and all, if you will find difficult when you're seeing for the first time how many terms are there, how you will study all this. It is common. Okay, and you don't have to by heart also. Basic map I showed you, this one, that layers that you should know, and these small terms, right, you will study in the coming days. Again, you will study when you do solve MCQs and all. Our test series has notes for all these things. Notes are there. Okay, then solar missions launched by other countries. First, if you say 1960 to 69 is the peak time and the most controversial time also. Okay, that time, you know, NASA and Russia, USSR were competing. Okay, like Russia was #1 in space. Okay, meaning Soviet Union was #1 in space. They were like first man went, okay, Yuri Gagarin. First woman went to space, Valentina Tereshkova. First, I think dog went to space from Russia, Laika, the dog. So everything Russia is doing. So immediately there, the president name I forgot, USA's president in 1960, he immediately told, okay, in this decade, okay, meaning before 1970, this decade, we will send a person to moon. Okay, so he declared that. So they had no other option. 1969 is the time, you know, when Neil Armstrong went to moon. That is what they are claiming. I still have doubts in that and all, but it is a world accepted thing that 1969 they went to the moon. Okay, because they told in 10 years they will go. So obviously if it was done or if it was fake, I don't know that, but they have done it. 1969 they have done. So those days itself they are telling they sent 6 pioneer missions to the sun also. So those days they just wanted to prove Russia that we did this. How much authentic it is, we don't know. Okay, they are claiming like 5 were successful, 1 failed. Details of this mission I'll show you now. Okay, then 1974 to 97. Next phase, if you see Germany and like European Union and all, they started entering space programs after the World War II and all. So then Helios A, Helios B. If you see, it's a NASA-Germany collaboration. Okay, then ESA, you know, the European Space Agency and NASA collaboration. Okay, so Ulysses. Okay, then this WIND, which is NASA. SOHO is very important. That's even now there. Okay, it is in I think same L1 point only. L1 where we are sending Aditya L1, there only I think SOHO is there. Okay, Solar Observatory Heliospheric, something like that full form is there, SOHO. Then ACE, see 96 it was there. SOHO 96 they launched, but now it's still until 2025 they've extended the life or something of that. Okay, so all missions are successful, they are telling in those timeline. 2000 onwards, again the second pass of that Ulysses or whatever you pronounce that, Genesis, Stereo A, Stereo B, everything if you see, there is no other country here. There is no Russia, there is no China, there is no Japan. Okay, so that is why India is the third country you can tell. After USA and after Germany, India is the third country. Okay, agency wise if you see, European Space Agency is also there. So they are actually collaborating with these people. So India is the third country to go to sun. Okay, go not to the sun, I will tell you that again. Where it reached or where it will go, that I will teach you. So these are the, even if you see Discover, NASA's new one which is successful. Parker Solar Probe, which is now on the way, like same like Aditya is going, Parker is also going even further. It is going even far than how, and that's the biggest solar mission of the world. Okay, NASA's Parker Solar Probe, it is going very close to the sun. Okay, not like how India is going. India is going very less distance. This is going very far. So they will study the sun's corona and all those things, solar wind and the source of that energy and all. And they call it like the NASA's Living with the Star program. So if UPSC asks Living with a Star program is what? It is NASA's mission where they want to do many things around the star. Meaning star, sun is our star. Sun is the star of our system. Okay, solar system. So here again Solar Orbiter mission in 2020 and the CUSP mission 2022, which actually failed. Okay, there's no contact now with that mission. These are all other missions other than India. Now these things if you zoom in again, okay, each detailing I'll show you. Okay, the first I told you that Pioneer P1, 2, 3, 4, 5 something they did in that 60 to 69 time, and they claim everything is success except for this one Pioneer E. Okay, and if you want one line, that also I've shown you, which UPSC won't ask you, but for your interest what they were doing. Okay, everywhere you will see the same thing: solar magnetic field, solar solar flare, solar orbiting, the cosmic rays, the granulation, that kind of things. Okay, but problem is everything in one mission, nobody has done it. That is where Aditya becomes unique. Aditya L1 is doing everything. They are doing corona ejections also, solar flare also, the heating issue also, the particles also, the magnetic field also, every kind of 7 payloads, 7 instruments which I'll show you. That also we have, that we are the only mission which incorporated all the things which all the countries are doing in one project. Okay, so that is the beauty of ISRO's project, and that too in a very low fund. Then we did this Helios A, not we, the Globe did it with Germany, USA collaboration, or ESA, NASA collaboration. So there again, if you see different solar wind, cosmic dust, cosmic thing, it's individual thing. Okay, so SOHO, which is again the most important one, extended to December 2025. It's an orbiter mission, success mission. Okay, then ACE of NASA is also a success mission, and then below that, if you see those other things, okay, this Genesis, Stereo A, Stereo B, all these things are going, everything they are telling success. Okay, this one they are telling partial success, the new one. Then again, if you see the Discover mission, Parker Solar Probe, SOHO, no sorry, the Solar Orbiter, and this one is a failed one, or they lost contact with that now. Then Aditya L1 is the latest one in the world, 2nd September 2023. It is en route, it is going. Okay, so how it is going, that also I'll show you now. And that term, coronal mass ejection, why I'm telling you, because that is what mainly we are focusing. Okay, solar corona observation. So it is a significant release of plasma and accompanying magnetic field from the solar corona. They are often followed by solar flare. Solar flare on reaching Earth, it will have spectacular light show kind of thing, and this will also disrupt the radio transmission and also can harm satellites in the orbit. This and all used to come in those days. UPSC question used to come, whether that can affect the satellites, whether it will affect the other things, whether it can reach Earth. Many things used to come. That's why I showed you this. Now, detailing into this Parker mission. Okay, that is NASA's mission. Let me just delete this one moment. Okay. Parker Solar Probe mission, which NASA is doing, launched it 2018 from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. This will go to the moon atmosphere within 3.7 million miles, 7 times closer than any spacecraft has gone before, meaning it is the closest one. See, if you see, they have some thermal shield and all to protect themselves from the hot sun and this thing and all, some carbon fiber, something and all they have used. Okay, solar panel is there which will charge that instrument also, electromagnetic radio antenna is there. So they have almost everything, because they have been, so many years they have been doing. So they made like research and all, they have made the best kind of thing, and the biggest project of solar in the world now is this one. Okay, probe mission, Parker probe mission. They have magnetometers which will measure all the magnetic field and all, and this is the basics about Parker Solar. Now if you compare that with the ESA, the ESA NASA collaboration, there is a solar orbiter which I showed you in the table also. That budget is even bigger. Okay, 42, so that's not budget, that is this one. The kilometers to the sun is like this much. This is the kilometers to the sun, so that means Parker obviously will go to the nearer thing. This has 10 instruments, this has 4 instruments, this has a this thing, combination of in situ and remote sensing, meaning there also you have, and at our ground station also we'll have remotely. Okay, activities will be kind of same only, studying corona and then taking photographs and all this. So this is a basic comparison, same like this Aditya versus Parker also. I'll show you the comparison. Okay, first Aditya we'll see. Okay, ISRO mission, I told you, the first space-based Indian solar observatory. See, space-based, meaning what? We already have ground-based, we have telescopes. We have in Nainital, we have in Udaipur in Rajasthan, we have in Kodaikanal in Tamil Nadu. Like that 7-8 big telescopes are there that I'll show you in the end of this video. So there and all, we have already been observing the sun, but there is a limit. You cannot see because of the brightness and this thing. You cannot see the proper thing what you want, that solar flare or the dark spots. This and all you cannot see. That's why we have a space-based first mission now, which today took off in PSLV C57, the rocket name, okay, which is a 4-stage vehicle I told you, solid liquid, and so it will take 4 months. See, this is the path through from around the Earth, 5 times it will orbit, and then it will go to Earth SO1 X01, that is the escape velocity we are escaping. Then we'll go to cruise phase. Okay, then it will go and like this, it will make a halo orbit, an elliptical orbit around the L1. Finally, it will end up in L1. This L1 is the, see, parking spot is L1. Okay, what is this Lagrange point? I will teach you next. So L1. Then from there we will observe the sun. Okay, this is an excellent point from which without any eclipse, without any disturbance, you can clearly see the sun. That is why we are going to L1. Okay, so now objectives: coronal heating and solar wind acceleration, coupling and dynamics of the solar atmosphere, solar wind distribution and temperature, then initiation of coronal mass ejection, flare, near Earth space weather, everything. Okay, then this, if you see, these are the instruments. This Swiss, STEPS1, SOOT, VELC, Helios, this PA, Papa, and the magnetometer. All these full forms also I'll show you now. Okay, so like this, we have 7 excellent instruments which has for a different purpose each one, and then we will be observing the sun from L1 point. Okay, so 1.5 million kilometer from Earth distance of L1 from Earth. Okay, meaning we are actually, what is the distance between Earth and Sun, right? We are just going 1% of it. We are not going full, just 1%. NASA's thing is going very far away, little more inner we are going. But this one, India's is going very lesser compared to that. Okay, I think total is, I think 15 million, like something, or 150 million kilometer. We are going only 1.5 million kilometer distance. Okay, so now this is the Lagrange concept. Lagrange actually is a person's name. Okay, many people read it as Lagrange. It is not Lagrange. Okay, Lagrange is a person's name. So who discovered these points and all. This is actually when there are two heavy bodies, like we have sun and the earth, they will have its own gravitational force, its own centrifugal force, physics and all, if you know, many forces are there. So wherever you keep anything in between that, it will maybe sometimes attract towards sun or attract towards earth. So you should find a neutral point where the forces get balanced. Okay, such 5 points exist in a proper 2 masses. If you take 5 points exist between any mass, even between earth and moon also such points are there. So here this is the earth. Okay, I'll take the pen. So here is the earth, and from earth this much distance inside towards the sun, if you go, that is L1. That same distance outside backwards you go, that is L2. Actually in L2 also NASA has kept projects. NASA has this James Webb telescope has kept in L2 point. They have their SOHO, and India has this Aditya now in L1, meaning India will reach there in L1 point. Then we have behind the other side of the sun, we have L3 point. Then suppose this was a triangle's base. Okay, this one, this sun and the earth. So the other vertex of this triangle, right, that is the L4 point and L5 point. That's how they design it. Okay, so L4, L5, L1, L2, L3, they should be by heart for you. You should not confuse, okay, L4 was there or L5 was that. You shouldn't confuse. L1, L2, L3 is in same line. One is front, one is back, one is the other side of sun. L4 and L5 was top and bottom as per the triangle's vertex. So this is the basic of Lagrange point, where the satellite you can safely place. Okay, it's not only like placing there, it's about it. One thing is that satellite has to read the sun's thing, and it has to communicate back to earth also, no? So that also you have to see. The inward outward communication should happen. It should have that balance of gravitational centrifugal force. It should not get even like burnt by the sun or something. So nothing should happen. Such a safe point, L1 is the point. That is why the mission is called Aditya L1. Okay, later if we do something to L3, we may name it like Aditya L3. Okay, so that we can decide or we can understand the location just by the name of the project. Okay, so that full thing, this is Wikipedia knowledge only. So whatever I told, it's an excellent location for satellites and all. You can, without disturbance, you can see even sun earth system and also the earth moon system. Everybody, everything has this L1, L2, L3, L4, L5 concept. The same, see, equilibrium for small mass objects under the gravitational influence of two massive orbiting bodies. Okay, then as I told, James Webb telescope is already there in L2. Okay, and this is an infrared space observatory. So like that, this is the basics. The Discover thing I told you, Discover, which is NASA's, that is also there in L1 now. Okay, Discover's full form is this thing, Deep Space Climate Observatory. Okay, so now in today editorial, this did not come. In another page, it was told India's first solar observatory mission to be launched today, and European Space Agency is supporting, meaning that in lunar thing, Chandrayaan also they helped us. Okay, ESA and NASA, because they have more ground-based units. If you see here I think in Australia, Argentina and Spain. Okay, European Space Agency has their units. So we need a lot of give and take of communication. So India has a limitation. India don't have that many ground-based things, but they have. So they are helping us gather the data which will come back from the Aditya L1. Okay. So that whatever is written is again copy pasted here. If you see 12:53, 11:10 or sorry 11:50 we started, and 12:53 we have finished off that stage separation and all these things. So it took 63 minutes. Okay, so you can call it one of the longest mission, but it is not the longest. Okay, longest meaning totally 120 days and all take. I'm telling just the satellite separating from the rocket. Okay, this is 63 minutes, but we already had 2016 PSLV C35 where we had 2 hours that thing. So that is the longest till date. Okay, that is the longest thing. This ISRO is not the long. Sorry, Aditya is not the longest one. And what is this PSLV C35? That day, what did we do? We had a mission where same rocket will place satellites in 2 different orbit. Meaning for other countries, if you see Algeria, Canada and USA, they gave us some satellites. Okay, because we do it for cheap rates. So we kept it, and then usually we go and we put the satellite in like suppose low Earth orbit. or we keep it in polar orbit? We keep it in one orbit. Here it was a multi-orbit project. We went and released one satellite here, then again went somewhere else and put another satellite, another orbit. So that was the longest stage separation project which India had, PSLV C35. Okay, and today's project is PSLV C57. Okay, PSLV is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, our most used or most reliable. Chandrayaan 1 was there in that PSLV. Mars mission Mangalyaan was in PSLV. Okay, but Chandrayaan 3, which was new, it is in another one. It is in GSLV rocket. Okay, if you don't know difference of all these things, you don't know basics of space missions, watch my science videos. Okay, science single playlist is there. So Aditya L1 will go for 16 days and after that 110 days. So 126 days total. It will reach the moon and stay approximately 1.5 million kilometers away from the Earth, directed towards the sun. I told you L1 point, and it's only 1% of the distance between the Earth and the sun. Then the payloads. Okay, payloads will be doing what all? Coronal heating, coronal mass ejection. Okay, the pre-flare, flare activities, the space weather they will do, magnetic field, everything. We have one instrument which I show you the names also, and then the satellite placed in the halo orbit can continuously view the sun without any occultation or eclipse, meaning no distraction will be there if you are in L1 point. Okay. Now, ground-based India, as I told, lot of observatories are there, in which the most important solar ones are the Kodaikanal one, and then in Nainital also I think you can do, and Udaipur will be there. There and all you can observe the sun actually. Remaining and all for different astronomical purposes we have different telescopes. So this also, okay, this one, the Ladakh one, Chennai one, Karnataka one, these names you should know. As a UPSC aspirant, you are expected to know all these things. Then comparison between Aditya and Parker probe. Okay, USA Space Agency, NASA, as I told, they are the ones who are launching this Parker probe. They are designed to get closer to the sun's surface than any other spacecraft has done before it. So facing extreme heat and radiation and sun's outer atmosphere, solar wind, high energy, this thing, everything. They have special tools and tough shield also I showed you to protect it from this thing. So they will understand how the sun affects the Earth or this radiation affect the Earth. Okay, but Aditya L1 is far away from the sun, 1.5 kilometer. Okay, compared to the other one which is going far away. Okay, so that is a basic thing, but instruments I'll show you now. Aditya L1 is carrying this VELC suit, this Solex, Helios, Aspects, Papa, and this magnetometers. Okay, while Parker Solar is carrying only 4 scientific tools. Okay, we are carrying 7 scientific tools, each for a different purpose. This also you can pause and read. It can be asked if UPSC want to trouble you, or suppose a mains question come, directly mains question come, explain the functioning of Aditya L1, compare it with other global solar missions. A mains 15-mark question will come. You have to write all the things which I told you. This is a perfect mains answer. I have told you the history, I have told you the comparison, I have told you the features. Okay, and the current affair updates obviously will do. And then the other one, Parker one has four instruments, the Fields, ISS, this Whisper and Sweep. These are the 4 instruments in the Parker Solar. So both of these are live now going towards the sun. So will obviously help humanity learn a lot of things about the sun. And I hope this video helped you learn many things, because I have put a lot of effort in gathering all this data into one video, because I am sure that nobody who teaches you today's editorial or anybody who's doing Aditya mission also will not give you this much information. Okay, nobody will, from spoon feeding from sun's 3 layers till this level, nobody will do it. Okay, but unfortunately our viewership is less. You can try to start taking these seriously, okay, and enroll to current affairs also, because I guarantee that our materials will suffice for you to clear this exam. But consistency, okay, without consistency it won't happen. Watching one video, then next week I'll watch one video, won't happen. You have to be regular, you have to study daily. Okay, because I know the content which you need for exam, in what fashion it has to be given, exactly that I'll give you, not like random data or random pointers. So come and contact in WhatsApp, Instagram and all, and try to become serious, okay, about following this channel also and your own preparation. Okay, WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere excellent updates are daily being done. Today also MCQs are put in our community tab, you can attempt that also. So I'll wind up this video. Thank you and have a nice day.